Hey, how are you? Welcome back. It's a brand new month of Number Corner, and I'm here with you, and I'm so excited to be here. Can't believe it's March already, which means we are getting very close to the end of the school year, but we're not there yet. We do have some work to continue doing. And this month, we're going to be doing a lot of work around patterns and fractions, finding equivalent fractions, adding fractions, subtracting fractions, solving word problems with fractions, fractions everywhere. So, I hope you're ready because I know you've done some fraction work already with our Bridges curriculum. So, we're going to get started today by just reviewing some of the vocabulary that you should know since we're going to be talking so much about fractions, okay? So, you know what a fraction is. Here's a fraction. Equal parts of a whole. Okay, so as we're going to be making some observations today, I want you to be thinking about what even is a fraction. Hopefully you know the difference between a numerator and a denominator. Okay, what an improper fraction is, what a mixed number is, and then lastly, what an equivalent fraction is. So that's just a very quick vocab blast to remind you of some of the terms that you should know because we're going to be working deeply with fractions this month. So, without further ado, let's jump right into our introductory activity for our calendar collector. I have here a set of fraction strips that I want you to make some observations about. So you may want to pause this video so that you can talk with a partner if you are in the classroom, or pause it just so that you have time to think about what it is you're seeing. It could be as general as colors or as specific as maybe equivalent fractions. So go ahead, take about 30 seconds, maybe a minute. All right, are you ready to share? Let's talk about some of the things that you observed with these fraction strips. What do you notice? All right, very good. There are different colors. So I'll write that. And each color represents a different fraction, right? Right. We have halves, we have thirds, we have sixths, we have twelfths. What else? Good. So I'm going to say we have 2 1/2s in a whole. So can you take that statement and run with it for the other ones? Yeah, that means we have 3 1/3s in a whole. And that was a big idea that you guys should have learned hopefully last year in 3rd grade and maybe recognize now. That we need 3 1/3 size pieces to take up this whole thing. Okay? And I can continue and I can say how many 6 do we need for one whole? Good. We need 6 1/6 in a whole. Or I could say 6 1/6 size pieces in a whole. And then the same for 12s. So you may notice that the denominator is going to tell you how many pieces we need for it to make up one whole, which is why I also wanted to very quickly go over some of the vocabulary terms with you. All right, what else did you notice? Did anybody think specifically about equivalent fractions? Good. 3, and I'm going to say it like this because I want you to get used to this language. 3 1/6 equals 1/2. So that's the same thing as me saying 3/6 equals a half, but I want you to understand that there are 3 of the 1/6 size pieces that are equivalent to 1/2. Okay, any other equivalent fractions? Good. So I have 6 1/12, and I will put that in parentheses so y'all know it's basically me saying 6 times 1/12, or I could say 6/12 is also equivalent to a half. And we can see it because the line all matches up. See? Does a half equal any amount of thirds? No. How about a thirds and 6? How many 6 are equivalent to a third? Good. So I could have 2 1/6 size pieces, which equals 1/3. All right, you guys got it. So now I can talk to you about what our collection is going to look like this month. Okay, so here is our game board. Here's what it's kind of going to look like here. And it's going to be you guys against me, like always. And it is a game of chance because you can see here we do have a spinner and I can't really control what happens with our spinner. But every day this month, we will spin for 2 fractions. The first fraction will be for you guys, and the second fraction will be for me. That way we can keep it consistent. And we are going to race to see who can fill up all 6 of these holes. Okay, so notice I have pieces here, over here, that I'm going to eventually, not today, but eventually, depending on what I spin, I will start adding them to each hole in order to see who's going to fill up a hole the quickest over the course of the month. And you can make a prediction and you can say maybe it's going to be you, maybe it's going to be me, but it is kind of up to chance since we're spinning a spinner. So we're going to spin it twice, one for you, one for me, and then we will write the fraction here, okay? About once a week is when we'll actually take these pieces and put them where they belong. Now, if we were in person, and if you are in person and you're watching this, you need to have some pieces that you're going to be cutting up and you'll need to keep it in a baggie so that when we get to the activity where we're actually gluing these on, or for me, I'm just putting them on digitally, then you can do the same thing. Okay? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and spin for the very first day of our calendar collector. And here it is. So, remember, first one we're spinning is for you. The second one that we're spinning is for me. All right. So here we go. What do you guys get? Good. You get 1/3. So I'm actually going to go back here and I am going to put 1/3. 1/3. All right, now let's spin for Miss Trammell. Oh, I also got a 1/3. How crazy is that? So who's winning so far? We have the same. So if I were to ask you to compare these 2 fractions, you would say 1/3 is equivalent or is equal to 1/3. How crazy is that? I didn't plan for that to happen. So that's actually all that we're going to do today because I'm going to save moving our pieces until we've collected for a whole week. And then once we've added all those fractions that we've collected for the week, then we'll be writing out expressions to match. And eventually we'll see who's going to be the winner. Today, nobody's ahead. We are equal, like an equivalent fraction. So, thank you for participating, and we will see some more fractions this month and patterns as well. So, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.